Megan from Best Friends Wandering and your best friend Wandering. And here's your travel mom. Getting ready to go. She's not so crutch bound anymore, so we're able to do a little bit more. We're going to a palace today and the gardens to the palace here in Munich. The palace name is Schloss Nymphenburg. I'm having the hardest time with German. Like, I can kind of figure out pronunciations with some French stuff, some Italian stuff. I'm using Duolingo for Italian. And me and German, I look at it and I'm that meme where there's just a bunch of calculations going through my head and I'm not understanding a damn one of them. Which is crazy because I'm pretty sure German is one of the languages under a trench coat that makes up English. But I'm having the hardest time. Either way, we're gonna go to a palace and then we're gonna go to a Hofbrauhaus, which I've been told is a raging good time. So I'm excited. I'm in my palace outfit, as my mom calls it. It's all light colors. I don't know. She just decided it's the palace outfit. So if you're wanting to see just like a short version of this video, which is just kind of like the highlights, without like the information on like cost and lines and, you know, seeing things a little bit more in detail, like descriptions. If you just want to see the short version, go ahead and follow us on TikTok. And then if you're just wanting to see the pictures from today, or also want to see the pictures from today and see some of my smartass commentary, and honestly it's a travel log type thing, then go ahead and follow us over on Instagram. That said, let's get going. Here it is. There's the swans. The swans out there. And let me show you this big palace. This was just the summer palace, might I add. I think this is still owned by a royal family. I think this said the Bavarian royal family?
Yes.
Yeah, the Bavarian royal family. So we just took a taxi here. It was a little over 20 euros. I'm sure there are other ways to get here, but that was just the easiest for us.
Bus and tram.
Yeah, and the bus system isn't bad here. It's, you know, fairly straightforward and very on time. So if you're up to that, it's not a bad option. Here's the infamous swans. I have been told they are mean, so we're gonna leave them alone. But you can see them out there too. They're quite a bit. I think they are a symbol of the Bavarian royal family. You see them a lot. So there's that line behind us, but we got tickets in advance. It was 7 euros for my mom because she's a senior. And how much did you say mine was? 8. Mine was 8. So our entrance time is 1 o'clock, but I'm just hoping we don't have to stand in any of those lines. So this line is for people with tickets, which makes me think, what was the point of getting them ahead of time if you have to stand in a ginormous line to get in?
But a lady who didn't have tickets wasn't allowed in.
I'm not impressed. Hopefully.
They said at the gate you had to have tickets a day ahead of time.
Yes, but then why is there a huge line? Anyway, it's moving. But I think I've mentioned before, I am not a line person. Like, I will go to great lengths to not have to stand in a line. I just want to clarify, because the communication here is not very good about what to do and what not to do. If you do have tickets, you just go to the front. You don't have to stand in the line. They don't communicate that, so just so you know, you don't. And you can buy tickets on the spot. I don't know why they were turning people away that didn't, but they switched it up and said that you can. You just have to wait to be able to enter. Like, I guess between the time slots, if it's too full, you know, you have to wait. So just to clarify. But on that note, look at that. Even this is so, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I always feel bad for ever have to paint the ceiling, so to be honest. Enjoying getting all the pictures, which which is good because then I have them for later. I don't really have the patience. It doesn't tell you whose bedroom, so we're just gonna say it's someone's bedroom. Big. Possibly, yes, the people on the wall. But they don't say who that is, so who knows?
Well, they might be the electors from the room previous.
Yeah. There we go. That's that lady's bedroom. I do kind of wonder if whoever made this palace, built it, was kind of going off of Versailles a little bit, because it's giving me those kind of vibes. Not as magnificent, like Versailles is like, it's in a class of its own. It's so overdone, but beautiful. But this too kind of has that vibe. That's just someone's writing cabinet. Elector Carl Theodore. It's like... It's literally called the Hall of Beauties. Has a bunch of portraits of young women all along the walls. Who knows who they were to him? I don't know. The thing doesn't say, but it's still amusing. This is the Queen's study. I said these palaces, it's just like, yeah, gave them a lot of room to do whatever the hell they did. All right, so that was the palace. I will say it was also rather short. You can get the audio guide for extra money, but I'm just kind of like,
There's also a small book in the gift shop.
There is a
$4.95. That
yeah.
is the same thing in writing with pictures. So
With pictures, yeah.
that to take
There's little stands or plaques that give you information, but I'm wondering almost if it's the tour's so limited because the royal family does still own it and they might actually live in parts of the palace. Because I know it was the same with not Neuschwanstein, but that kind of yellowy palace, like Hohenschwingen. They still live there, so I'm thinking the tours might be a little limited because they're still homes, kind of like Buckingham Palace is still a home. That could be it. But if you're expecting some grand tour like Versailles, where you just see like pretty much everything, you might be a little disappointed. So we're gonna go to the Hofbrauhaus now. I'm hungry.
Now I'm thirsty.
And my mom's thirsty. I guess they have very big beers there. So should be an experience. I've heard all about it. I've been told about it many times. So I'm hoping that it's a lot of fun. Also, side note, if you're here before the summertime, you're gonna run into a lot of things like this where the gardens are all boxed up. So, I mean, I like traveling around this time of year anyway, actually sometimes even in January because I go to warm climates, but so, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I know some people would be like, I got all the way to Germany and everything's in a box.
Come either after Easter or after April 1st.
Yeah.
When things open up.
Yeah, it also you can run into problems like we did going up to Neuschwanstein, where the tour, like the shuttle buses aren't working, so you have to take the horse-drawn carriages, which, I mean, that was fine, but if you're here before they start doing the shuttle buses, and when it's starting to get busy,
the horses, you still have to walk up.
yeah, you do have to walk up with the horses as well. But like if you're kind of in that period where they're not doing the shuttle buses yet, but it's starting to get busy, you're going to be waiting a while if you're not willing to walk a long distance uphill and then back downhill, because they also closed off the bridge for seismic activity or reasons. So just a little warning if you like to travel around the time of year that I generally do. We finally made it to the Hofbrauhaus. I'm having a Coke. I don't drink beer, but it was kind of a trek to find a taxi. On that note, we're gonna eat some lunch, listen to oop-bop music, and enjoy the rest of our afternoon. Mamma Mia. This song has been stuck in my head for weeks. It's the weirdest thing. It's like out of nowhere. Now it's probably never gonna leave. All right, well, we're back from our day at the Nymphenburg. I'm gonna get there eventually, guys. Nymphenburg Palace. It really did kind of remind me of Versailles in certain ways. Not like totally. Versailles is kind of in a league of its own. It's very opulent, I guess is the word. But I did enjoy the Hofbrauhaus, and kind of wandering around afterwards, we found the musical group just playing. That's pretty common here, I've noticed. It's like, you know, if you're out and about in the evening, there's live music just everywhere. But some final notes on the palace. Just, it's not a very long tour. You do have to pay extra for the headset, you know, audio tour, but you don't have to because everything has a description, and you can also just get the book if you want to do it that way. I'm not sure if the royal family still lives there, and that's why there's not much you can tour, or, you know, what's going on there. But I got my postcards, and tomorrow we are on a train ride off to Prague, which we're gonna meet up with a friend out there. So I'm gonna get to do things that aren't necessarily as touristy and are a little bit more like, if you live in Prague, you can do this. I've been talked into paddle boating as well. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we will figure it out. Anyway, that's all for today, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.